Hey everyone, it's Rob from Hypop and welcome back to another video. In this one we have a brand new flash from Godox for our gear spotlight. This is the Godox V480C. So we're having an early look here at the brand new Godox V480C. This is a brand new speedlight flash from Godox that sits between the V350, which is an older model, a small compact speedlight, which has a guide number of about 35, and the V860 Mark III, which has a guide number of 60. This V480 sits right in the middle, has a guide number of 50. So let's take a closer look at what's inside. To start off with, we have the user guide, of course, and also a compatible camera model list here. We have the carry pouch, which inside obviously houses the brand new V480C flash. Inside the carry pouch, we have a usual cold shoe bracket here with a 1/4 inch thread at the bottom. They also include a diffuser cover here and a battery. So this is a brand new lithium-ion battery from Godox. This is the VB22. It has a 2200 milliamp and 15.84 watt hour rating, 5 volt 2 amp. And the difference here is it's actually USB Type-C chargeable, similar to their new VB30 for the V100 flashes. And inside this box, of course, you have a little AC plug here for a USB Type-A cable. And they obviously provide the USB Type-A to Type-C cable for the charging of your battery. So this is the brand new V480C. And it's actually a very compact flash, given the guide number is about 50, so it's just a few output strengths lower than a standard speedlight, but it's good because the trade-off is obviously with the size, you have a little bit more portability, and it's good for those smaller camera bodies, with a lot of mirrorless cameras now leaning towards those smaller camera bodies as well. A lot of the features of this flash here are fairly standard, so it is a master flash. You have master controller over Godox's X wireless system, so that means you can fire off other X flashes that are in that same system with Godox. That includes, you know, old flashes from the TT350 to the V350, all the way up to the V860, the V1s, V100s, all of that can be controlled with the V480C. Now this flash in particular has a few design improvements, namely that it has an OLED touchscreen here at the back. That's a color screen, and you have two ways that you can actually control this flash here. You have the touchscreen as well as the physical dial here and buttons. Now this is part of the V range from Godox, so that's the Ving range. That they've actually dropped the naming scheme for that, but it's still the V range. And what that means is that you have a lithium-ion battery. Now, this lithium-ion battery is actually quite similar in size to the VB20 from the V350 flash. And when you place this inside here, this actually gives you approximately 650 full power shots at full output. So there's a marked increase there in terms of the number of flashes you can get from a single charge, which is great. On top of that, it is USB Type-C chargeable, so that means even if you're caught in a pinch without your charger, you're able to power this with, say, a power bank or just a USB-C cable, because a lot of people nowadays would have that handy. And turning that on there, you can see the screen is color screen here. This is also touch screen. So it has a lot of the features of some of the newer flashes from Godox, including the V100 and also, say, the X3 trigger, which are all touch screen now too. Now on the side of the box here, it shows compatibility with the Godox Wireless X system. You obviously have the Type-C charging. You also have the instant wireless sync with the Godox X3 trigger. So instead of fiddling around with the channels and groups, there's a one-touch sync feature with this particular flash here. Flash has all the bells and whistles you'd expect from a full-featured flash. Well, that includes TTL. You have high-speed sync all the way up to 1/8,000th of a second. It even supports Sony's global shutter all the way up to 1/80,000th of a second. So that's amazing as well. You have your typical front and rear curtain sync. You have multi-mode, and all of these features are what you would expect from a full-featured flash just like this. So you aren't losing any features when you're looking at a flash such as the V480C. Now this will be available in all the different brands that are compatible with Godox flashes, the majority of them anyway. So currently this is the Canon model, there's the Sony, the Nikon. We've also got the Fuji and the Olympus Panasonic compatibility. There are no signs that there'll be compatibility with Pentax or Leica, which some of the triggers do have compatibility with, so that's something to take note of. On the side here, you have a USB Type-C charging port. You also have a 2.5mm sync port, so that's good. They still have that available there for some of the legacy models. The hot shoe mounting point here is your new slide to lock mechanism, which are on all the new Godox flashes, and they've improved because previously it was just kind of like a screw clamp down. This slide mechanism is a lot easier, and the flash head has full maneuverability, so you can go all the way 180. That's about 270 there, so it doesn't go the full 360, 180 to the right and about 270 to the left. You also have that pull-out diffuser as well as bounce card there, which is standard in most flashes. You have backwards tilt as well, and you have full 90-degree tilt this way. So I believe the backwards tilt is 105 all the way back here. So that's good there. The hot shoe, obviously this one here is Canon. They have all the specific hot shoes compatible with the camera brand that you're after. So if it's for Sony, you'll get that multi interface hot shoe. And it includes this diffuser cap here. So that diffuser cap's really handy because obviously if you want to just reduce or diffuse the light slightly, this just simply slides on. Let me see if I can get this in. Just slides on just like that. So that helps you in a pinch, especially if you don't like direct light. But a typical use with this type of flash here is bouncing. If you have access to, say, a ceiling, a white ceiling, that's good to bounce the light as well. Now, the recycle time for this particular flash here is 1.7 seconds at full output. So that's relatively fast compared to some other AA powered flashes. That all comes from that lithium-ion battery, which is nifty. Another new feature is that it's got a 2-watt modeling light, and that's an LED modeling lamp. And to access that, you simply swipe down and it has a control panel here for the flash, and you can turn on the modeling light, which I'm doing right now. And you can see that's the modeling light here right at the front. And that's a 2-watt LED and it's front facing. So that'll help you in low light situations. It'll also help you to pull focus when taking a shot with this particular flash. Now, just how to operate the V480C. Firstly, just hold down the power button here on the right side. You can see it needs to rotate the scroll wheel, or you can actually turn the screen to activate. Just like that. And you have that pull down screen, which I mentioned earlier, which does the modeling lamp. So I've turned that on or off. You can see there with my hand that it's going on or off. You also have a few other menu options here. You've got sync, high speed sync, that's front curtain, rear curtain sync. And you also have photo cell. You can set this to slave 1 or 2. You have beep, so you can turn off the audible beep as the flash fires. You have lock, so that locks screen, and to unlock it, you simply hold down for 2 seconds and that unlocks the screen just like that. And you also have multi-mode, which you can enable there too. Now, in terms of the main screen here, we're currently on TTL. You can tap to change the mode, so you can go from manual to TTL. When you're in manual, you can simply slide across the screen to adjust your output. And to do that, you can adjust it in 0.1 stop increments, as you can see there, from 1/256 all the way up to 1/1 full output. You also have zoom down here, and you can select the zoom from a range here, 24, 28, 35, 50, 70, 80, and 105, or just set it to automatic. And toggle between TTL, and you can simply adjust -3 to +3 in terms of the adjustment compensation there for TTL. And on the left side here, when you swipe from the left side, you can turn off wireless, which means you're just in single flash mode. You can set it to sender, which means you are the master flash here. So you can see I'm set to group A. If you have other flashes, you can set them to their own individual groups from group A through to E. And if you're just the receiver flash here, you can set another flash as your main master flash, and this will be the receiver. You can assign a group to it. You can tap to change the group if you want to, and that way your master flash can now control this as a receiver flash. You have wireless mode here. Wireless, you have the sync mode here, and you also have scan for scanning on the wireless channel, the best wireless channel that has the least amount of noise. You can do sync, and that's the wireless sync with the X3 trigger, or you can do scan, and you can also set ID from 1 to 99, and you have, I believe, 32 different channels there that you can select from. And of course, you've got your menu. Now in your menu, you've got sender flash on or off. So if this is going to be the sender flash, you can enable it here. You have power type, you can change it from fractions to decimals, and you can also change it from 0.3 to 0.1 stop increments. You also have TCM mode, and TCM mode's actually a mode where you can shoot in TTL. When you enable TCM on both the trigger and the flash, then that means that you're able to see what manual value that you shot at while you were on TTL, which is useful, especially if, say, for example, you're trying to get what output to be at in a reception venue, as an example, indoors where the lighting conditions won't change very much. Then you can enable TCM, find out your manual setting, and then set it to manual and just leave it there for your shots. So it's a useful advanced feature that's included here. You also have, you need to make sure though that TCM is available on your trigger, and that's usually the X Pro triggers. That includes the X Pro and the X Pro 2, and you also have the X3 which has it. Now you have manual feet, so you can change the measurement there as well for easy reading. You have standby mode, which is on or off. If you want it to go into standby mode when it's not in use, then you can turn that on. You have auto off, and you can select intervals of 30, 60, 90 minutes. And you also have your modeling lamp to be just on continuous or to interrupt. So as you take the shot, the modeling light turns off, or you can have it on continue. You have screen, and screen allows you to time out the screen from 30 seconds, 1 minute to 3 minutes. And you also can increase and decrease the brightness of the screen. You have language that you can toggle between English and Chinese, and you also have factory reset. Now this device info here is just the model number, which is V1.00. So if there are any firmware updates, you would likely be able to do so via the USB Type-C port on the side there. Now, apart from all that, you can also do everything via this dial here, as mentioned. So if you don't like that touchscreen functionality, you can use the dial and you can press down to get into certain settings there that you need to. And of course, you have the test fire button just like that. So who is the V480C Flash for? Now I've got the standard head flashes here in front of me just for a little bit of a visual here. I don't have the V1, and the V1 usually sits on the end here with the round head. But this is a good side-by-side comparison if I remove that there. Now you can see this is the TT350N, so this is the older model. This is not the V350, but you can see in terms of its shape, it is sort of a bigger brother in comparison to TT350. And then this is the TT685, which is the same kind of shape and form factor as the V860. And you can see how it is slightly smaller than that as well. As mentioned, this has a guide number of about 34. This has a guide number of 50, and this has a guide number of 60. So you are trading off a little bit of output as compared to the full-size flashes, but the actual difference is only about 10 there in the guide number as opposed to about 15 in the guide number from the step down. So I think it's a good trade-off. And what they've done is they've shrunk down the size of the flash just like that. And they've also given you a lot more full power flashes with the battery. The output is definitely on the higher end there for such a compact unit. It will suit a lot of shooters that are just looking to downsize some of their gear and they don't want this full powered flash. Maybe you're shooting an event, a party, a wedding, a reception, something like that. And you don't want to bring a big full power flash and you let the camera do the rest of the work there. And this flash here, I think, is going to be a useful one. You can see it does have that front facing LED, which is great. And that helps you get that focus, especially in low light situations. Something that some of the older TT models didn't have. You only see the front facing LED in the new V860III, and you also have the LEDs in the V1, V1 Pro and the V100. So some of the higher up models. Now this is priced here in Australia at about 295 Australian dollars. And in the US, I believe it is 169 US, but we'll throw the pricing up on screen. So overall, I think it's a good addition to the Godox range. The Godox range has been fragmented quite a lot now. So we do have all these mini flashes from the IM20s, IM30s, all the little fun ones like the Lux Junior, Lux Senior, and Lux Master. And you've got these small TT350s, V350s. You've got one in the mid-range now. This is the V480. And then you've got the larger flash, the TT685, and the V860s. And then obviously the round heads, the V1, V1 Pro, and the V100. So I feel like Godox has really covered all bases in terms of the different points where people may fall across in their sort of flash photography experience and what flash to pick up. Now, I do have a feeling that Godox will likely be phasing out, you know, some of the smaller flashes here in replacement for this, and also they'd be likely upgrading a lot of their flashes to the new menu system here, just because it's a lot more user-friendly. You've got the touch screen and you've got the manual controls, and it's just a lot easier to use. Such good user interface, and Godox is just continuing to improve in strides with that. So for more videos just like this, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell to be updated of any new content we release. Leave a like on the video if it's helped you. Feel free to leave down in the comments section below your thoughts. If you have any questions about the V480C, are you looking to pick it up yourself? Follow us on socials, the links are down below, and visit our website, hypop.com.au. Thanks for watching.